Division 2. Let's check out what we got for the weekly reset. I'm not just going to go over your simple crap. You know, everybody needs something different, so this week we've got a Petrov defense. It's purple, but you can always roll the stats over onto another gear. It does come with the destructive talent. This one's got 234 skill power, 14,287 health with a 5.5 headshot damage. We've also, it looks like, got a Sokolov concern. The rolls aren't all that good on this one, so you might want to pass it up unless you're looking for the self-adjusted. Here we go. We've got a Richter and Kaiser GmbH rolled with a double up of the 5% weapon damage and a 14.5% crit hit chance. So for those of you who have been lucky enough to find the 15.5 and are looking for something to roll over onto another gear piece, this would be pretty good. I'm not big on vectors, but for people that still do use vectors, we've got a Vector SBR 9mm. We're not going to go over the damage because it's going to vary depending on your build. So let's just take a look at the talents. We're looking at strained with the 5% critical hit damage is gained for every 10% of your armor that is depleted. It's got the accurate, which makes it a 15% more accurate. Transmission. This one's good for a pinch because you can always transfer the shock over onto an enemy within 10 meters. It can only occur every 60 seconds, but that's not too bad. Let's check out DZ West. So for most people that are underwear, we are looking at the raid and a new developed PvP. I've personally experienced this. I may do some more PvPing in the Dark Zone just to show how quickly you can get bodied even with a decent build. So you may want to start looking into that. I do suggest, as far as PvP builds go, I would definitely suggest my boy Mr. Meme or Cray G. They make some pretty sick builds. Alright, let's check out what we got over here. Alright, so here at DZ West we are looking at a 19% cooldown rate and 20% skill duration on an aeriality holdings. Alright, so on the purple gear, and I personally grabbed this because, well, obviously look at that 661 skill power. That's perfect for a skill build. The rest of it, not so great. I mean, you can always take that skill and transfer it over. We are looking at a G36 enhanced, once one of the Division 1's finest guns. It's kind of a novelty now, but it comes with Ranger. Every 5 meters you are from your target, an extra 2% damage. Allegro. So if you're looking for the Allegro talent and you haven't been able to come across an AR with Allegro on it, you can find it on this weapon. It does come with Rooted, which does come in handy for those skill bill healers, well equipped, and in cover. All skill damage and healing is increased by 25% for a full 10 seconds. This can occur every 25 seconds.
Thanks for the visit.
Alright, let's take ourselves a trip down to DZ South. Alright, so for people that haven't been able to get into the raid, I do suggest that you actually start taking a decent idea on your build. Don't just listen to any Tom, Dick, or Harry. This stuff, it's not little kid stuff. It is very hard. Difficulty is not going to be changed. And I agree with it. I don't agree with the lack of matchmaking, but you know, it is what it is. So here we are at DZ South. Let's see what they got for us. Alright, it looks like we got a 511 tactical with 6.5% critical hit chance. So if you're looking to bring it up a little bit on one of your armor plates and you haven't found something higher, this would look good on that. Other than that, you do have the restorative talent, and that comes in handy on the health on kill. Next up, we've got a salvaged China Light Industry. The shotgun damage, if you haven't found anything better, is at a 6.6%, so that would come in handy. It does come with destructive, so if you're looking for that talent to increase a explosive build for, say, like the Demolicious, that would come in handy. Here we are with an LMG. It's not the greatest, but it does have a few things. The in rhythm, it's actually a really good one. Optimize comes in handy for these weapons because of the fact that they've got really crappy handling. Steady-handed, I don't personally dabble with it, but landing a shot adds up to a stack of 2% weapon handling, 15 max stack, and each shot landed has a 5% chance to consume the weapon handling bonus and refill your mag.
Thanks for the
Alright, let's head on over to DZ East. So right now the Eagle Bearer is the big thing in the community. So what we're looking at is you got to collect 5 keys for a chance at the weapon. You also get a 0.1% chance of picking it up off of Razorback, the final boss. This boss is no joke. It is a beast. So if you're going into the raid, just make sure that you're prepared. I'll give you a couple of tips and tricks right at the end of this vendor reset. Alright, let's run on over. In case that anyone does not know, you got this box right here. Quick free weapon. And on the opposite side, we've got this right here. See what we get. Not super great, but you know, it's a purple. You don't always get great rolls. Alright, so DZ East is supplying us with, it looks like, a Petrov defense. Decent skill power at 443. The armor, not so great. Weapon damage, I'm sure that you could find better. 7.5% headshot damage, so in case you haven't found anything higher, this would be great for transferring that over to another piece of gear. It also has Bloodsucker for that talent. Alright, we're looking at a Sokolov Concern. This one's not too great, but it does have hard hitting, so if you're looking for that specific skill for knee pads, go ahead and just pick this up real quick. Alright, here we are with a military M60E4. Not too great, but it does come with reformation. So this one would be great for a headshot build. This would be great for the raid too, because it does help with skill repair and healing just by getting headshot kills. Uh, we're looking at distance, optimal range. I think that's personally a little bit much, but whatever. Double duty, and this is one that I hear a lot about. I don't personally use it, but well holstered reloading from empty gives you a 20% extra of your magazine back as a free ammo. Can occur once every 30 seconds. Obviously, you can see the typo here. They need to fix this.
Hostile supply convoy nearby.
Alright, let's head on over to the settlement. Let's see what they got for us. These load times really need to be fixed. This is almost as bad as Division 1. So this week you can pick up the part for the Nemesis in Roosevelt Island. So for anybody that hasn't done that, go ahead and run that on hard or higher just to pick it up off of the boss. If you've already completed it for the week but you didn't get the part, just I'll go over that later on in the video. Alright, so we're here at the theater. The Providence Defense Pack. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, that's not too bad, not too bad. The stats could be better, but it does have the hard-hitting talent on it. So if you're looking for that for a backpack, quick way to get it right there. Now this one, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to pass that up. So these double barrels do come in handy in the case that you're running filler up. So you can pick one up without having to hunt, scour the DZ or maps galore right here at the theater. This one particularly comes with preservation, distance, and your stop, drop, and roll, which comes in pretty handy when you're fighting enemies that can do burn, bleed, or poison damage to you. Alright, we've got the fail. So, just a term that I picked up playing Call of Duty. It does have stable and preparation. Preparation kills grants 5% skill duration ammo and changes to the next skill use. Or charges, sorry. It's got a max stack of 10.
Always a pleasure, Agent.
Alright. It's pretty much cleared it up. Let's go over to the DZ. Huh? No, I'm just playing. Let's head back to the base of operations, check what they've got. I'll also be checking out what they have in the clan Vender, since I'm already going to be over there. Do. This load time, it really sucks. Oh yes, it really sucks. Just like grabbing some pucks and being like, oh yeah, come on. You know you wanna, just go ahead and load in. Just like you rode in. There we go. Alright, here we go. See what we got.
Looking for something?
Alright, here at the base operations, we're checking out Weaver and Ware. It's got 6% crit hit chance, 12k, we'll just round that up and say roughly 13k armor, and 4% weapon damage. It also has hard hitting on it, and the fan favorite currently, On the Ropes. Alright, we're going to move on to the mask. This is a Gilligard. We're looking at a 15.5 health. 15.5k, sorry. And 23% hazard protection. Hazard protection definitely comes in handy in the raid, because you've got a lot of enemies that like to use hazardous effects. Nice little 13% cooldown reduction on this Aeriality holdings here. Let's see. Got an RPK here. RPKs aren't all that great in this version, but it does have the spike headshot kills grant an additional 35% skill damage for 20 seconds. Stable for the stability of an LMG. That would come in handy in the case that you've already got the other talents that you like and want to swap out until you find something with Allegro. Zen comes in handy because it transfers over to what we refer to as the whatever you blinded me effect, just by simply sitting in cover for about 3 seconds.
Thanks for your business.
Alright, let's see what we have at the clan vendor this week. I love getting trolled right here. It's so awesome. It's almost like going from the upstairs of the Manhattan Library to the underground. Alright, here we go.
Good to see you, Agent.
So in the clan vendor, we are looking at an Aeriality holdings with 9% weapon damage and captive, an additional 20% skill duration. Next one up is a Badger Tough with 5.5% health, 5% additional crit hit damage, 217 skill power, and 5% crit hit chance. In the case that you're working on a specific build, these types of packs actually come in handy, and you can actually swap out any of those 4. So we've got a Wrecker and Kaiser with 6% critical hit damage, 178% skill power, and 9% skill cooldown reduction. On that particular piece, it does also have restorative, 10% health on kill with skilled. This one actually comes in handy for the skill builds. You have a 25% chance to reset your skills back, so you get those heals back faster. Next we have a China Light Industries with 5.5% crit hit chance. Braced when in cover, weapon handling is increased by 25%. That comes in handy for big fights like Tidal Basin. Alright, here we are. Next up we have an Aeriality holdings with 7.5% critical hit damage. Next we have another Riker and Kaiser, and this is a holster, 10% crit hit damage with 4.5k health on kill. Alps Summit gloves with 243 skill power. To order, basically you can cook your grenades. This comes in handy for demolitionists and anybody using your concussion grenades, because you can cook them longer so they explode at a certain point. We've got a M870 Express with preservation, jazz hands, and protected reload. Marine Super 90 ignited, 20% extra weapon damage to burning enemies. Also has stable and drop and roll. If you're a marksman, you may want to look into this, because it does have the lucky shot on this SVD surplus. Maximum magazine capacity is increased by 20%. Missed shots from cover have a 25% chance to return to the magazine. Extra, another 20% there on your magazine size. And then the rooted skill that allows for some fun playing. So we also have a paratrooper SVD with steady hand, optimized, and double duty. And then this one is a newer addition. I actually have come across the gold version. I will bring up the difference as far as damage goes. So this one has pretty high damage. Comes with optimized and preparation. It's it for the reset. Just on a side note, I'll go ahead and show off the high end. As you can see, there's approximately a 10k difference, and comes with 3 talents randomly added. So when going for a raid build, to make sure that you are raid ready, you really want to take into account a few things. It's not necessarily all these fun stats up in this area up here. What we want to look at is all the stuff that's a little bit further down, and we want to come straight to damage to elites. So when planning to go into a raid, you want to make sure you have at least 100k health and at least 220,000 armor. Basing your build around your play style, you're going to want to do that. Your damage to elites is going to be kind of a varying effect. Let me go ahead and I'm going to remove a couple of things just to show. Alright, there we are, right there. So we're looking at 91% without those 2 pieces that I just removed. So what you're going to be looking for, if you have the better scope, I would suggest equipping that. I don't personally have it because I'm a suck in that particular aspect. Alright, but overall what we're looking for as far as damage to elites is you need to have at least 78. I would suggest at least 80 personally, or higher. An example, this is a DPS build that I'm kind of working on, but as you can see, it has at least that 88%. So 80% or higher is what you want to aim for going into the raid. I'm not entirely sure what else to tell you other than, hey, it's hard. Anyways, this has been ShadowAxle from the Division. I love y'all. I'm out.